So tell us what happened tonight.
So what we know right now is there was an event here at this playground, an unplanned event, an impromptu video filming that apparently was playing through social media. There was a large crowd that gathered. Right before that, um, we had a regular second line parade through the area, not far from here, uneventful. But after that, this event took place, and a number of people were in the playground, several hundred people. We were advised of that. The commander here, Commander Goodley, assigned people to come to close the park down because it was not permitted. Um, and as the officers were approaching, they were about a block away when they heard gunshots rang out. They were then flagged down by a number of people who said they had been shot or injured in some capacity. What we know right now is that EMS units took about 10 people from this playground to 2 local hospitals. We don't know of all their injuries at the moment, but some are gunshot wounds, there could be other injuries. What we know right now is that at least 10 people were taken from here. There could have been more that were taken by private conveyance, but we have investigators processing this scene, which is a very big scene, investigators at the hospital attending to the victims, searching for witnesses, working this whole area for witnesses. And if anyone has any information about who did this, who is responsible for this, and the person who opened fire on this crowd, we need them to come forward to call us, to call Crime Stoppers right now, because this will not be tolerated. We stand as one team, and we're going to fight against this, and we're going to find these people, and we're going to bring them to justice. This is absolutely unnecessary. Innocent people were shot tonight, and we're not going to stand for it. We have the mayor here with us. Our entire 5th District team did really well. Officers tended to those victims right away to render first aid and to help them wait for EMS units and to get those EMS units into this area quickly, which they did. And so what we know right now is at least 10 from this area.
Can you release any kind of information about the weapons that were used? Some neighbors were telling me that they heard automatic weapons fired here tonight.
We cannot. What we know is that these victims were shot. We don't know what type of weapons. It's an ongoing investigation. Our detectives are in the process of locating them at 2 different hospitals, now 3 different hospitals, to ask those questions and to get those answers. And we're still searching this area for other witnesses. We need people to come forward. This is a classic case where we need citizen help. People know who did this. People are out here. We need them to come forward and tell us who did this so we can bring these people to justice.
Any estimation of the injuries?
We don't have any estimation. Some will probably have multiple injuries. But what we know right now is that 10 were taken by EMS because of reported gunshot wounds to 2 area hospitals. We were just informed that 1 is at a 3rd hospital.
But no one is in critical condition at this point, or can you not speak to their condition at all?
I don't have those facts right now, so we're waiting for updates from our investigators. I'm personally going to go to those hospitals to check on each one of them, and if there's more information, we'll be happy to bring that to you.
Okay, but as of right now, no one has died.
No one has died at this time.
Okay. And a neighbor told me that they have this event every year, this second line here, specifically at this location, the Sunday before Thanksgiving, and that there's always a problem afterwards. Is this something that you're familiar with?
Well, we staffed the second line pretty heavily. Commander Gutley and Lieutenant Hans Gantier had their officers working the second line. The second line was actually uneventful. It was this event at the playground, which we're being told that it was an impromptu video filming that was supposed to take place at this playground. And the information was probably circulated through social media because we got no report of it. Then we got a call of a large gathering here, separate and apart from the second line, that people were gathering in this playground, and our officers were sent here to shut that down. Within a block from being here, they heard the gunshots and then were flagged down from
the second line. Wasn't anywhere around here when this event took place. This was an unplanned event. It wasn't licensed. The police were actually a block away. They did a great job in responding. But listen, this is an infuriating circumstance where the people in this city that continue to threaten the lives of innocent folks that are around, and the community really has to stand up and demand that it's going to stop. The only way we're going to find out who these guys are, and people know who they are, is to come tell us so that we can apprehend them. And, just like we talked about earlier today, we're going to prosecute them and we're going to put them in jail. You got to stop it. It's just insane to put the lives of this many innocent people at risk. And, I don't know what the exact number of victims is, but one of them is way too many. It's completely unnecessary, and it's got to stop.
We spoke to some neighbors who are frustrated. They feel like this isn't their city, this isn't their neighborhood, this isn't something that would happen here, and then all of a sudden these people come in that aren't from here and take over. What's your message to the people who live here?
Well, first of all, for the people that live here, the police were a block away, and they got here right away, and the police response was great. EMS did a great job, I'm sure. They saved some lives and helped some folks, and the police were on the way here to do the job that they were supposed to do and make sure that the folks that were here inappropriately, got gone. But be that as it may, you had a number of different individuals who, through no thought of any other people, decided to take their fight, in the middle of a whole bunch of people and start spraying bullets, and that's just insane. That's just not acceptable in this city. And the way it's going to stop is that the people that were in this park who are put in harm's way are going to tell us who these guys are so we can go get them. And we're going to go get them, we're going to prosecute them, we're going to put them in jail, and we're going to keep doing it over and over again until people get the message that there's some very serious consequences. Today, I talked about 126 gang members that have been put away by 15 different gangs. I talked about the three individuals this week that were sentenced to life in prison. The criminal justice system is meting out certain consequences now, and we have to keep doing that over and over and over again. But obviously, these knuckleheads, didn't get the message and have no regard for life, and they have to be made to.
Do you think this was a gang-related incident?
I have no idea who the guys were, but when you got a bunch of guys that are starting to spray bullets, they're young groups of individuals that are fighting with each other. Over time, we'll find out. We'll know if people will tell us, because I'm sure people saw something in their videos, or we're gonna go find it. We're gonna be very aggressive about it.
And Chief Harrison, just for clarification, were the police here, NOPD here on site, or were they a block away whenever?
So the police were with the second line, which was earlier.
Okay, and then
But
did the police report that there was a large gathering here, or you received phone calls from concerned citizens?
There was no phone call through the 911 center. Through our intelligence, a police officer was notified that there was a large crowd. We checked to see if there were any calls through the 911 center, and they weren't. But our officers came and were instructed to come shut this down and remove those people from this playground, which they did. But when they were about a block away, they heard the gunfire and then immediately were being flagged down.
Okay, and as of now, do you know if the shots were the result of a fight or just random?
We believe they were part of a fight between two groups that were probably in this area. We have some witness account, but what we need more than anything else is for witnesses to come forward to tell us what they saw, because there were hundreds of people in this park looking at that incident, and we know that they saw what happened. We need their help, and that's the way we're going to solve this, is with their cooperation and participation.